All right, so with our handsome Mr. T, we're going to do a little bit with just some toy practice, if he would like to. He might be a little bit exhausted. He was in the previous video trying to go and take a nap in the corner. Good job. So obviously when practicing with your handsome guy, I would highly recommend that if you are playing with toys, is to practice having slogans for taking something and letting go. So what I mean by that is if, let's say, for example, you say drop it, give, or out, perfect. I would recommend keep your leave it slogan for when you want him to completely ignore an item. So remember, leave it, he's like, that one's not as cool. Leave it's are always off limits. So, but with, for example, our take it and drop it's, that could be how you apply it to a toy he's allowed to have if he were to, for example, grab something he shouldn't. So, oh, thank you, he's doing the middle. We were working on that before in class and he's all about it. He's like, would you like to scratch my caboose? It's a nice caboose you got there, sir. So if, for example, he is working with those take it and drop it's and he happens to grab a no-no item and then it's in his, hi handsome, in his mouth, then it would turn into, for example, a drop it behavior, even if it was a no-no item. We're gonna see if we can get a little sit from him. Ready, sit. He's like, my brain is slightly melted. He's too cute. So remember how sometimes you got to lower your criteria. So if there's moments your puppy gives you the beginning stages of something, but it's not exactly to the level you were hoping, it doesn't, back to the wet spot, my goodness. It doesn't mean that, again, he's doing anything inappropriate. It just could be he's not always as refined in that skill yet. Teddy says, please, can we just call it a day? He and the ladies and Mr. Bodie did a very good job playing today, and I think they're all just exhausted. Ready? We'll do a little find it. 2, he's also such a fluffy little gentleman that I think for him, as the temperature goes up, his energy level goes down, which is bound to happen. Maybe what I'll do is I'm going to move the cot. I'll see if I can get him to do a little bit of playing with maybe the take it and drop it's with one of the flirt poles instead for just a little bit. So sorry about being out of camera shot again. We'll maybe leave these toys because he might want to play with them. What do you think, sir? He's like, I don't know. I know, sorry, I'm trying to rush my way to go grab the toy. We'll see if he wants to play. Well, maybe try this one first. Ready? Oh, he says, yes, ma'am. So he's like, let's do this. So if your babe is really interested in an item, so he really maybe finds the flirt pole to be more fun, he's like, any part of the flirt pole seems fun. You ready? Go get it. So I would recommend to have good job. I recommend to have a slogan for going and grabbing the thing. So for my guys, I normally say, are you ready, to kind of get them in the groove. And then I'll say, go get it, which means to go grab the toy or retrieve the item. If you prefer like fetch, I mean, when you go to toss an item, whatever seems comfortable, you're all tangled. But I would recommend to keep it consistent. So we might say, go get it, and the toy comes alive, and then we can catch the critter. And then for letting go, this might be where you say give, out, or drop it. So again, he's playing. Nice. And if, let's say, letting go is hard for him, you can also do a find it for starters and then turn that into a lovely dropping exercise. So the reason I also lower and step on it is I know we've done a couple videos in the past, ready? Find it, with some puppies that are playing and trying to do this into a tuggy toy. It's not a tuggy toy because if they go to let go, it's going to slap you. So I would recommend to keep it low. Make sure that when you're playing and it's moving, it's not raising up high into the sky, because he's going to go ahead, ready, go get it. He would then follow the toy up high and then he could hurt himself. So we want to keep it low on the floor so he can kind of run and grab it and not be leaping and potentially hurting himself. Because he's kind of like a giant baby moose, and he doesn't quite know how many legs he has. Oh my goodness, you caught it? What a good boy. So right there, we might go drop and then feed for that. So sometimes you can also capture little moments that he's about to do the skill you were hoping and then reinforce that situation. What a good boy. So ready? We might do a little find it. So 2, if the toy tends to equal too much woohoo, I do like to sometimes also practice having it be in the environment with us, but then do a few other skills instead. So we might go ready and do another little find it. So it kind of gives them a little bit of a moment to lower that excitement or that arousal and go back into thinking for a few moments. Ready? We might get a little sit. He's like, oh my gosh, that seems like so much work. So, and remember, if you ask and he really doesn't offer it at all, it more than likely is either he's overtired or he could be actually kind of sore. So it's almost like if you went to the gym and someone kept asking you to just keep doing some squats, you might be like, I'm ready to sit on the couch and just be done, which is kind of where he wants to go. You ready? Go get it. I love how he's like, I only have so many legs, so many legs. So you'll see I'm not going super fast. So he, again, is such a gangly little boy right now that we don't want him to hurt himself. So we're going at a pace that's comfortable for him. Good job, sir. He's like, I like eating all of it. But when you are at home and you might be practicing one of these, if you don't have a flirt pole, you don't have to get one. You can use whatever household items you may want to practice with. It could also be some sort of rope toys that are longer. He loves the wet spot in the corner there. It's all about cooling off. But for toy practice, I would just make it where it's fun, it's comfortable, it's not too challenging. Ready? And it keeps it light and easy for him physically, but also mentally. He's done. He's off in the corner sleeping practically. So, but for homework for the handsome guy, I would definitely recommend, especially with littles too, is to make sure that we are the ones bringing goodies. Like for example, little humans, bring him something versus taking it away. So because for a lot of kids that want to play with dogs, they want to go and grab items. I find if they're gonna play is to have two of something. So the babe might have, like the dog might have the original toy, the little one shows the next toy, tosses that one, the dog relinquishes the original to go grab the new one, and then you can rotate through those two toys. You ready? Oh, he's grabbing a drink instead. So, but for the handsome guy, he's doing a stellar job. I would just make it where when practicing, if you find it's not going the direction you were hoping, take a few steps back or assess the situation. He's trying to get into the bucket, but he's gotten so much bigger. Though it's great muzzle training practice from earlier, because these are the buckets that are kind of a little bit taller. But he's gotten his little face in, so he's managed it. Teddy says, I'm busy. So close. He's got to tank up again. He's like a camel. You can never have too much water. But of course, too, if he's taking a breather, I know he's in the next one, I believe, but there's one more, as I've mentioned prior, before the summer break. I'll just be taking like 2 rounds off. So I believe it's, July and August off from day school. And then we start again in September. Ready? He's like, I don't know. Ready? When you find it? He's like, I guess so, as he slowly meanders. But 2, if again you guys have any questions, concerns along the way, always feel free to check in. But Mr. T did a really, really great job. I think he's just having a slower day today because of those growth spurts. So I sometimes, again, be flexible in your training plan, because a lot of times if we're not flexible, you're gonna get frustrated that it wasn't exactly the same setup every time. So like for Mr. Handsome, if he's ever having a harder moment, like maybe for right now, sitting feels really uncomfortable, maybe we could try to go for, instead of a sit, into a down. Nice. And maybe he would hang out in a down position instead of his sit for now. So always feel free to rotate and go towards the skill or the task where you're going to have more success with your pup. Because even if the training plan didn't go in the direction you were hoping, it still was beneficial from some end. So this is really pretty. He's so tired. So right now we're just kind of hanging out and just doing a good job chilling in front of the crazy snack lady and doing a very nice little down position. So tired. But really stellar job for Mr. T again for this round. So we'll probably call it a day for this beautiful boy. Give him a little break, a little potty break as well, and then we'll rotate through some more of the friends. But good job, sir. He's like, oh, thank goodness for the bonus bits.